Hello world, it is Monday, February 13th, 2023, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's a bright blue sky, sunny morning. A little chilly. I think it was 32 degrees when I went running this morning, although I understand it may be 50 in February. And this week, there's a day it's going to be 60. This is not February weather. The devotion for today is That's Not How Umbrellas Work, written by John Edgerton. John bases the devotion upon Psalm 119, verses 9 through 10, New International Version. How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me stray from your commands. And the prayer. The devotion. John writes, Purity culture is perhaps the most widespread expression of Christianity in this country. Simply put, it argues that any sexual behavior outside of straight, cis, patriarchal marriage is a sin. And there are a lot of metaphors purity culture deploys to make its case. Toothpaste that can't be put back into the tube, flowers that have been crumpled up, triple-decker umbrellas with a large umbrella at the top and a teeny tiny little umbrella near the handle. Can't picture it? Just Google Christ umbrella diagram. First off, that's not how umbrellas work. If you want a triple-decker umbrella, fine, but put the smallest umbrella at the top and the largest one at the bottom. That's common sense. It's also common sense that purity culture is a failure. We are to judge a tree by its fruits. And the fruits of purity culture are increased teen pregnancy, self-hatred among LGBTQ youth, and a hatred of the body that God blessed us with and called good. One of the most countercultural things the United Church of Christ offers is the Our Whole Lives curriculum and its accompaniment, Sexuality and Our Faith. Most commonly, OWL is used with our youth to offer a counter-narrative to purity culture and to inculcate a responsible, mature, loving ethic around sexual behavior. But there are Our Whole Lives resources for all ages as well. The UCC has excellent, professional, theologically rich resources for you, yes you, to have conversations at church about sexuality. I know, speaking of sex and sexuality makes many of us reach for a triple-decker umbrella to pop open and hide behind. But if progressive Christians don't talk about sex, the only messages out there will be those of purity culture. And John's prayer. God, give us joy and boldness in fostering honest, loving, faithful conversations about sex. Amen. Well, a couple things this devotion reminds me of is that, yes, we need to have those kind of conversations. And there is this hesitancy among churches, progressive churches in particular, to not talk about difficult subjects, sexuality being one of them. It seems like we do sometimes, at least in my experience, we do a pretty good job of teaching the Bible stories, but not necessarily how they relate to everyday life and relationships and sexuality and sex. We just don't talk about those things in church. And I think that's an important thing. And I think John brings up a good point that if we as progressive churches don't talk about it, the only voices the kids will hear are going to be the very conservative ones, giving them a very warped understanding of it all. But I think that is, like I said, a problem or a struggle within progressive churches is not wanting to talk about cultural things with regards to and how our faith responds to it. And it's not just about sex, but about everything. And that, to me, is the most important thing to talk about, is how our faith relates to our life and to our understanding of ourselves and our interrelationships with one another. Kind of a heavy one this morning. I hope you'll explore that OWL, Our Whole Lives curriculum, and think about ways that perhaps you and your church, or if you're in my church, how we can perhaps get out of that rut of avoiding conversations like that and truly talk about it in a faithful, loving way. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoy some of this sunshine today, and hope to talk to you again soon.